Hey, you just tuned in for another episode of MixelPix. This is an episode of
Transformers Time Warp.
Hey, before we get started, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. There are new MixelPix episodes every Thursday. Hey Transformers fans, this is Mike here with MixelPix, bringing you another installment of Transformers Time Warp, where you warp with me through Masterpiece Transformers time, past and present, as I collect MP scale characters, accessories, and more, and hopefully help you to enjoy these amazing collectible toys. So let's get on with the show. If you saw my video with my collection from 2017 to 2019, then you would have seen that I have a pile of boxes of toys that I've yet to delve into. This is that pile, and we're going to start with one of those boxes. All right, this is from Hasbro Pulse. This is my first order from Hasbro Pulse. No, it's not Unicron. It's way too small, number one. Number two, they don't even have the backers yet. And number three, this package wouldn't be ready until like this time next year, like July or something like that, 2020. So it's not Unicron. This is the mashup of Ghostbusters and Transformers in the form of Ectotron. So let's open this box up and check it out. So my collection's focus is Takara Tomy Masterpiece Scale Transformer toys. So you might be asking yourself why I added this to my collection when it's not a Takara Tomy Masterpiece toy. It's Hasbro, and it's part of the Transformers Collaborative line, which is their Mashup line. So it's not a Masterpiece toy. Well, to be honest, I just thought it was really cool, and I wanted to get it. So it looked like it had a lot of detail and like it was going to be a real quality build. And I'm a fan of both Transformers and Ghostbusters. I mean, what kid from the 1980s wouldn't be? So this is it. It's my first addition to my collection from Hasbro. It's also the first addition to my collection from a non-masterpiece scale perspective. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and open it up. Let me break out my box knife. Be careful, kids. Scissors, knives, and other tools are sharp. So get an adult to help you. And here we go. Unboxing from the very beginning. Straight from the manufacturer. Well, Hasbro Pulse anyway. Look at that, I'm already liking it. Yeah. Man, that box is looking cool. Bummer. I've got some wear on the box, it looks like. Or maybe that's part of the illustration. Oh, I've got a ding in the glassine window. Oh well, at least I'm not trying to have a perfect boxed collection. I actually want to open them up, so we're gonna go ahead and do that. But yeah, if you can see here, there's a looks like it's a stamp. It's not a break. It's a stamp. Okay, I'm not so worried about that. It's kind of a bummer that it's a stamp in the glassine window right there, though. And then if you can see here on the edge, it looks like that's actual wear, but I don't think it is. I don't know, it's hard to tell. I don't know if that's part of the print or if it's supposed to be some kind of retro kind of, since the box, if you can see, the box itself is very retro. That's very much the 80s style box right there. So they totally went retro on this, which I think is really cool for a line that's supposed to be actually going back into the past and mashing up a couple of brands. That's some pretty cool specs right there. Got, the ghost-busting trap. And they got the Ghostbusters. I guess that's probably his skill as a Ghostbuster. Maybe as his ability to trap. He's pretty high. And then I'm just guessing here what these mean. But overall, his Ghostbusting skills are, like a C. 7 out of 10. So also, there you go. That's the co-branded acknowledgement that this is a mashup product. And I guess this side is pretty much the same as the other side. So being a mashup, it was a cooperative effort between Columbia Pictures, General Motors, Hasbro, and Tomy, aka Takara Tomy. And it's an officially licensed mashup of the Ghostbusters, Cadillac, and Transformers brands. So, as I was saying earlier, it's a part of this new line of Transformers. It is new this year. The Transformers Collaborative line of toys, which, according to tfwiki.net, is the first time that a Mashup line, because apparently they have had another Mashup line for Transformers, has had official story material included as part of it. So in this case, it's a 5-part comic book series from IDW Publishing, which started 2 months ago in June 2019. This is the second time I got lucky being in the right place at the right time for a Transformers buy. Sometimes getting some characters can be hard. Sometimes they're very scarce, they're very popular, and collectors just snap them up. I didn't realize this until I started researching for this video, but according to tfwiki.net, the HasbroPulse.com site where I pre-ordered my Ectotron was sold out within 6 hours back in February. So I got very lucky that I just happened to be on the site within those 6 hours and was able to get my pre-order in. I almost didn't get it because my credit card had been compromised and the credit card number had changed, and therefore they couldn't charge this purchase when Ectotron was available. Thankfully, the Hasbro customer service people were great, and they got me my order, updated my credit card information, and got me my order. And now I've got it. And I'm really excited about how it's looking. So I got very lucky. You might even say it's spooky. All right, enough with that. Let's go ahead and open this guy up. Be careful, kids. Scissors, knives, and other tools are sharp. So get an adult to help you. All right, let's get this guy open. All right, getting that little flush of excitement here. All right, can you see that? There it is. Looks like we've got an insert in here. Looks like instructions. Upside down. All right. There we have it. Ectotron, Ecto-1, part of the Transformers Collaborative line, 2019. First addition to this line. Yeah, the other cool thing is that this is not the only product in this line so far. There was the SDCC Comic-Con exclusive MP10G Ecto-35 Optimus Prime, which is Ghostbusters themed, and it is officially part of this line. As you can see here in the image. It's got the same markings, it's got the same co-branding of Ghostbusters and Transformers, and that's pretty cool. There's two right out of the gate that are related, and one of them was the Comic-Con exclusive MP10G Optimus Prime Ecto-35. So let's go ahead and dig into this a little bit more. All right, so the internal box is kind of wimpy, but that's okay. The plastic molding here is good. And it's pretty secure in there. It's got all these ties on it. Right off the bat, I'd say that the detailing looks really good. So let me go ahead and get some scissors and snip this. All right, I've got my scissors. Be careful, kids. Scissors, knives, and other tools are sharp. So get an adult to help you. Let's go ahead and open this up. Wait a minute, let me get... Oh, hello, it just slid out. All right, there we go. But let me get Slimer out of here. I got him tied in pretty good. Let's see if I can't figure out a way to snip it without snipping him. All right, let's see. I think we can do this better from the backside, probably. So let's try this. Oh my gosh. All right, let me go ahead and pause the video here, and I'm going to extract this guy and show it to you as soon as I get him out of here, all right? All right, so we've got him out of the package, and thankfully, these little strings here, these little ties are stretchy enough that you could pull him tight, and it's also because Slimer's a little squishy himself, that I think it has enough give that you can pull it from the backside of the packaging a little bit tight, and then get the scissors in there to snip it. So a little bit of work, but it's out. All right, so we've got Slimer there, and we've got Ectotron, Ecto1/Ectotron, and I really like it. It really pulls together really nice. If I didn't know I was looking at a Transformer, I would be questioning why there's some gaps. But otherwise, I think it looks fantastic as a Ghostbusters piece of memorabilia. You even have the Cadillac emblem right here, which is really cool. And just everything about it just looks really, really, really awesome. Everything about it looks really, really awesome. So I'm going to go ahead and get it transformed into robot mode. Oh, one more note. This little guy, I was really concerned, little concerned, that I was going to end up with one that wasn't a slime green, one that was more of a milky, solid, light color green. Because I saw some photos which had the green one like this, and then the more milky green one that's looked more solid. So the fact that this guy is slime green and not like a booger green, gooey and milky and getting very disgusting. But the fact that it's a nice clear green, I really appreciate. Finishes off this little set really nicely. So now I'm going to go ahead and get Ectotron transformed from Ecto1 into Ectotron, and I'll be back to show you guys that. And here he is. Boom. Ectotron. He cuts a pretty imposing pose here. He is difficult to pose. There's not as much articulation on him as I'd like, and he does tend to seem a little bit loose. So trying to get him into a dynamic kind of like squatting, running pose, an action pose, was a little tricky. I decided just to go for the more simple heroic stance, and he looks good. There is no articulation in his wrists, so you can't adjust the wrists to different angles. The backpack has a tendency to want to fall off. It's pretty loosely fit here. It's got two tabs, but while I was trying to pose him, it kept falling off. I do like some of these soft parts. The hose is a soft rubber. The ladder is a soft rubber. So they're easy to put back on and take off. The trouble about this right here is that he can't swivel his hand to hold the gun in a shooting position. So you either have to put him, have him hold it here by this peg for that shooting position, or you have him holding it like he's supposed to be holding it as a Ghostbuster, and that's lengthwise shooting across the body. But when you do that, you're very limited on how he can hold it. So if you have him hold it like a gun from the peg, the hoses actually bump up against his arm, and you can't really get him to aim straight. So limitations to this character. are that it feels a little loose. It has some limited articulation in the wrists and the arms. They're, not really the arms, but the wrists. And overall, it's pretty plasticky. When you look at it, the details and the paint look great. You really can't fault the detailing. Look at it on the wheels there. You got that chrome hub and the white wall tire. It's really cool to have on your shelf, I'm sure. But it definitely lacks the heft of a Masterpiece Transformer. And it definitely lacks some of the sturdiness of a Masterpiece Transformer. So though it, according to tfwiki.net, is roughly or fits in with a lot of the Masterpiece characters, it could fit in with your Masterpiece collection. But don't be expecting the same kind of quality out of it that you do get from a Masterpiece character. So if Hasbro wants to, really capture me as part of their Masterpiece market, they're going to have to up their game and start engineering these characters with a little more sturdiness, maybe a little more heavy materials, some actual metal in here somewhere along the line to give it a little heft and to, just give it a more solid build. The heel spurs, when I was trying not to transform, but trying to pose, were constantly collapsing back into the leg. So things don't necessarily fasten into place as rigidly as you might like. A little bit of detail from tfwiki.net. This guy apparently shares some parts with Transformers Combiner Wars toy mold for the Voyager class, Hotspot, and Onslaught. And if you look at these photos of the other two characters, Onslaught and Hotspot, you can definitely see that there's a family resemblance. I can definitely see the same parts on the thighs, it looks like, and definitely similar builds, across a lot of the body. So that being said, if I were to rate this character, expectations versus delivery, overall, I would give it, I'd give it 7.5 out of 10 stars. Its detailing looks great. Its molding is amazing. They even have these translucent plastic pieces here for the headlights, so that gives it some realism. I was disappointed to see, I was really hoping that this little visor, because he does have blue eyes underneath there apparently. You can see them in the pictures for the promo. But that visor, I was hoping it would flip up like a Ghostbuster would wear their goggles and they could flip them on top of their head. I don't know if they scrapped that idea or if that was never actually on the block to be done, but it's not on the character. Also, limited articulation here on the head tilt. If you want to tilt back, it actually has to come out of the snap there for the chest. So right there, it's snapped into the chest, and you can't really push it down to look down or up to look up. So if you want to do that, it has to come out of that tapped position, and there you could hear it snap. And now you can have him look around, up, down. So it doesn't really affect the way it looks, but it does affect. But it is not actually built to be completely articulated. And as you can see, the backpack just fell off. So let's put that back on. Overall, I will be proud to have this as part of my collection, but I wish it was just a little bit more finely crafted in the final fit and finish. All right, let me just add this guy to the collection here next to the first time I got lucky in a Transformer buy. I had seen Jetfire and he was from Fans Toys, but he had been sold out. He was one of those figures that a lot of people wanted. And I just happened to be on TF Swords or Big Bad Toy Store, I forget which one now, at the time that they were reissuing this limited edition version with the red metallic paint job. And right place, right time. I wasn't going there out of habit on that particular day, but it was up for sale, so I grabbed one. So Jetfire, the first time I got lucky with a hard-to-get Transformer. And the second time I got lucky with Ectotron / Ecto-1, the first character for the Transformers collaborative line. Hey, I want to give a shout out to my friend and subscriber Eric, who sent this picture to me. I had a good laugh at it, but I have to respond with, never! Thanks, Eric. Keep the jokes coming. So that's it for this unboxing on Transformers Time Warp. Thanks for joining me to check out the new Transformers collaborative line, which is their Mashup line that is supported by actual story material. This particular one is supported by the 5-part comic book series from IDW Publishing. You can be looking for that. It's already out. It's got 2 of the issues out, I believe, already. So if you're excited about the crossover, it seems like it could be fun. Ghostbusters and Transformers. And, you know, got a lot of your G1 favorites if this image is to be believed. With that, we'll conclude the video, and I hope you'll come back for another installment of Transformers Time Warp here on MixelPix. Happy collecting, everybody. Hey, thanks for watching the video. I really appreciate it. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please like and subscribe for more MixelPix videos, and leave me your comments below about what you liked and you didn't like about the video. Until next time, see ya.